Hello everybody, my name is Connor and welcome back to Noblasta TCG, where I post my games, learn from my misplays, and count on your feedback to grow. Today, we are playing Kuzan into Jinbe. Jinbe, I think one of the most fun decks I've played. I think that was last set. Really a fun leader. If you haven't had the opportunity to play him, I think he's definitely worth a play, but we are focusing on the Kuzan game. As I said, we will be taking Kuzan to our store Treasure Cup or store regional. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a store regional, and hoping to do pretty okay with it. I think that's the goal. So I think we do end up winning the dice roll. We go low roll on this one, and I do actually win the dice roll, so that's nice. My opponent going to start with 1 Dawn and no Kami for him, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and 2 Dawn, and we do have that Tashigi. Tapping 1 to play down Tashigi to look at our hand, looking at the top 5, picking one card that we want. And while I'm picking the card that I want, it's time to do my shameless plugs. If you guys want to support the channel, head to thousandnoble.com to grab or commission a playmat. And don't forget, joining YouTube membership gets you exclusive discounts, early decklist access, and members-only polls and discussions. Not only that, but if you are interested in picking up a deck box or playmat from Dueling Guard, our affiliate code is down below. Use a link duelingguard.com/clovercrew to get yourself a nice 15% off of anything they have there. And look at that. Perfect timing. We do end up taking the Aramaki blocker. I really love that blocker. I think it's a great way to get rid of small bodies. And in this matchup, the small body I'm thinking about is Vanderdecken. I don't want him to be able to bounce that back to his hand and continually use it. So he's going to go ahead and swing at 6 there. And I'm going to give him 2 just because I'm not 100% sure how aggressive his hand is. I don't really know if I want to, potentially take life pretty greedily and get low in a situation where Hodis and Jinbeis and other big fish can be on the board. But we're going to go ahead, swing 5, getting a life there, and then tapping 4 to play the Cavendish. I really like Cavendish in this list. In this current list, I think he is sitting at a 3 of, but I've recently decided to bump him back up to a 4. And there is my opponent's Kami. That is going to allow him to search for a Fishman or Fishman Island type. There are multiple different fish archetypes in the game now, and it's kind of annoying, but he is going to go ahead and grab the Adeline. Adeline, a really solid blocker. They're going to be able to play a cost 3 or lower off of KO. A great way to combo that with the Vanderdecken and potentially KO something like my Garp or Kuzan. So pretty good pick there. But gonna go ahead and see what we can do. While my opponent's taking some time to think, I am gonna go ahead and lend my Alt Art Sanji to another Sanji player over there. Gotta do it in style, man. It looks like a 7 with lead is coming at us, and we're gonna go ahead and take that one, getting a Kuzan. I am absolutely okay with that, and he is going to pass with 2 Dawn up. Of course, there is a couple of events that the fish can run, that specifically the fish can run. Of course, he could be running something like Dead Man's Game now, but trying to decide if we're going to swing 6 or 7. We're going to swing 7 with the Cavendish, drawing 2 and trashing 1. And I'm trashing the Aramaki here. I don't know if that was the correct play. I think trashing potentially, I don't know, it does feel like the best thing, but there is an event, I can't remember what it's called. It's not Vagabond Drill, and he is going to go ahead and trash a Fish or Tiger with that. We're going to go ahead, play down the Tsugi to searching for something we can use here, getting a lot of our 2Ks. Gion might be pretty good in this matchup. I know that Jinbe does run a handful of events. It's not an event heavy deck, but it definitely could be, especially because you get to leave that Dawn up when you're done. So another 6 going at lead. Gonna see what we can do there, and it looks like we'll be playing, do we have a Sengoku? No, we don't. What are we doing with our, is that 4 Dawn? Did I miscount? Oh, we do have a Sengoku. There he is. We are gonna go ahead, play Sengoku. I think we're gonna trash Sakazuki. Sakazuki, I don't know, I feel like he's not really the choice to play half the time, which is a bummer because it is nice to get that constant cycle. But off of the Sakazuki, we're going to take the Zephyr 2K and the Pheasant Peacock 1K or 1 cost event. And we are going to top deck another Garp. Seeing Garp is so good. I feel like this deck is in a position where it just loses if it doesn't see multiple Garps, even one Garp. It has a really hard time with that. And so seeing 2, having 2 in our hand is pretty good to start. And another Kami coming down, gonna search the top 5 for a fish, grabbing the Arlong. Pretty good card there. Gonna let something, or gonna have something not be able to swing as well as, or block, as well as giving his leader a rested Dawn if he decides to play that now. I do feel like my opponent is low rolling a bit hard here. Not being able to find something like a Jinbe could really hurt. Just being able to handle that Cavendish. And now we've got like such a grip in our hand that we are going to be able to keep Cavendish alive until we want to let him go, really, I think. But yeah, not having Jinbe to do that rush, or even like something like a Hody, just to kind of get some aggression back on his side. Unfortunate for him, lovely for us though, and we do have a Gravity Blade. I do love that Gravity Blade is searchable in this deck. It's pretty nice to be able to have that event to search, especially because the Gravity Blade is so good. It is kind of a bummer when I whiff the Red Rock. That's always nice too, but Gravity Blade just feels really solid in this format, I feel. But 2 Dawn coming down for the Vanderdeck and popping my beautiful Cavendish, the most beautiful man. So that is a good way to get some aggression back on his side. Now we just have these little guys, if you will, on our board. And it looks like an aggressive swing from leader, potentially. About, what is that, 6? Oh, no, he is going to swing with Kami. I think that is a 6 with Kami. No. I'll go ahead and take that. Getting another Kuzan. And then a 6 with lead. I think I'm going to give him a 2K in the Gion here. No, I am going to go with Zephyr. Zephyr, I really like Zephyr, especially over the Suru. I think Zephyr is just a way better choice, because you get to choose who they return, unlike Suru, well, they get to pick. So we're going to go ahead, start with a 5 at lead, see what they want to do, see if we can get a card out of hand. And I'm thinking it looks like we're going to probably play Garp into Aramaki, just to remove the, not only to have a incredibly beefy blocker, but to remove that Vanderdecken so there is no bouncing ability. And he is going to go ahead, get the trigger on the Vagabond Drill to rest Sengoku, which is fine. I think that if we didn't have this play, it is possible that we would have swung with Sengoku. So we're going to go ahead, trash a Kuzan, draw off of the Garp ability, and play the Aramaki. Aramaki ability, I think we're going to trash the Sengoku here. Or not Sengoku, excuse me, Sakazuki, and bottom deck the what is his name? Vanderdecken, that's his name. Drawing off of that and then passing turn. As I said, I do not want Vanderdecken to be able to be bounced back to his hand. I know he's running 4. I mean, if you're running the Fishman package, why wouldn't you? But I don't want multiple uses of Vanderdecken. I don't even want one use of Vanderdecken, so yeah, we are sitting in a pretty good spot now. We do have a big body on board, and it's something that Jinbe can't rest. Jinbe, I believe, rests a 6 cost. And yeah, I think my opponent was not super familiar with Aramaki. I think he's from OP06, which a lot of older Navy cards are blue Navy cards, which I think is when Sakazuki came out, so that makes sense. So Fisher Tiger, on the other hand, can rest anything. So he is going to go ahead and rest Aramaki and play the Vanderdecken. So really well played by my opponent. I'm not mad about it. I'm a little mad about it, I won't lie. And it looks like he might be swinging 6, potentially at lead. I am a little bricked, but he's going to go ahead and swing 5. I'll give him a Jozu here. I don't really want to bounce anything back to his hand. And he'll swing 3 at the Sengoku, and I'll just let Sengoku go. And hey, look at that, we get another Sengoku. So we have a couple of options here. We're in a pretty good spot. I mean, we're both at 3 life, but I feel like I'm definitely still in the driver's seat here. There is a chance. I think I'm torn between potentially using the Gravity Blade to bottom deck the Fisher Tiger and potentially Vanderdecken, but we go ahead, swing 8 with Garp, and we get the hit there. And we're gonna go ahead and swing a 6, potentially leaving 1 up for the Ice Pheasant Peacock, I believe is what it's called, the Ice Pheasant. I think I'm making up Peacocks. And we are gonna get a 1k counter out of that. We're gonna go Garp into, we're going into Kuzan here. That would make sense. We're gonna trash the Gravity Blade, drawing off of that. And we are gonna play Kuzan, trashing. I think trashing a Pudding would be fine here, or potentially even Sengoku. Trashing Pudding will freeze the Fisher Tiger and draw off of the Kuzan. 1 non-up, we'll go ahead and pass turn. I don't hate that idea. I think that the hardest part about this deck for me is knowing when to trash, or when to trash and what am I trashing. Because I don't think my opponent has a ton of cards in his hand, but Pudding can be, I always feel like I regret trashing Pudding. And I'm only at 2 of in this list, and I think the list I'm taking to regionals, I'm only running 2 as well. Definitely a couple of games where I was searching and trying to find that Pudding, but that's why I really like Cavendish. He's another brick, which is really unfortunate, but Cavendish is if I can get him on board and he can stay on board, he's going to give me so much card draw and so much cycle, and he's great. And hopefully going to help me find my Garps, but if I don't get the second curve, it is so hard to establish Cavendish, I feel. So a big swing going into Garp, and I'm just going to give him a 2k there. I want to keep Garp alive. Once again, hoping that he doesn't have the Vanderdecken, kind of the bane of my existence here. The Mr. Decken. Honestly, Shirahoshi and I, we the same. So the Jinbe coming down. Jinbe going to go ahead and rest the Tashigi. He chooses to rest the Altar Tashigi. Swinging into Garp, I will give him, I think, a 1k there. No, I'm going to give him a 2k there. And then he'll swing the Kami into Tashigi, and I'll let Tashigi go. She's not doing too much anyway. We have a Sengoku in hand. We have a Kuzan. And my opponent does have 2 life. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Feeling like there's definitely, we can definitely do some work here. So we're just going to clear that Kami, because I feel like, why not? We're going to go ahead and swing 8 at a lead, see what they can do with that. We have a lot of Dawn up. They are going to go ahead and take that 8. We're going to poke another 8 at lead, seeing if they want to counter out. They are going to go ahead and use 1 event to play. I believe that's Vagabond Drill over there, which is a +3. And countering out with a Vanderdecken, I am fine with that. Trying to decide how I want to swing. We'll go ahead and swing 7. And then we will do the rest on Garp, and we will get there. So, as I said, I feel like my opponent low-rolled pretty good. He did get some steam going at the end there, but I think we just had a really strong start, and it made it really hard for my opponent to kind of catch up, especially because I think Kuzan is like a A to B tier deck, and Jinbe, unfortunately, pretty off meta. I think he's very fun. I do love Jinbe. We played a lot of Jinbe on the channel in OP11. So if you are interested in that, check him out. But that is going to do it for me, guys. Once again, if you want to support the channel, you can head to thousandnoble.com. You can join the YouTube membership, or you can use our Dueling Guard affiliate code. And if you want to become a, more inclusive, more involved member of the Clover crew of our community here, we do now have a Discord server. The link should be in the description below, so if you are interested in joining the Discord server, go on, hop in. It's I'm working to make it something really cool, but of course, I know every content creator has a Discord server, so no pressure. I appreciate you being here, but that is going to do it for me. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
キリがねえ。麦